Well, good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please, and see me, if you please type the number 1 in the comments section in that chat box, let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm flying solo today. Sean is off, and hoping I'm getting it done right. This is definitely not the techie stuff. Is definitely not my thing. As you do that, as you give me that 1, as you let me know that you're in here and that you can hear me. Keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. Or if you like what you see, make sure you follow along on the various social platforms that we've got out there. Tons of content going up on a regular basis there. And here's our agenda for today. We got a lot of candidates, but upcoming economic reports, they're out already. We're all over the place with it. Up, down, up, down, up, down. We'll look at the futures. We'll look at yesterday's trades, today's candidates, and then your stocks that you want to take a look at. So we're not going to get fancy today with fly-ins. I'm lucky that I'm able to make this thing work at all. So I'm happy, period to end, if I can just get it to go through properly. So we start off with economic reports. We've got earnings, right? Average hourly earnings, payrolls, unemployment rate. Those are at 8:30, just happened right now. We'll look at the futures and see what the reaction was. Today at 10 o'clock, FOMC member Collins speaks. There could be some movement based on that, so caution. That's why it's orange. Keep your eyes open at 10 o'clock if you're in a trade or looking to enter a trade for anything wacky happening with Collins going off, all right? So let's go look at the futures, right? And we'll start off with our – there we go. Come on. So you can see this is the ES. We've had a nice run, right? We've moved very, very, very nicely along the way. Right now we're at 745 and we're up 16 points, but we were way up from where we were. We're up to another 15, 20 points, and it's just not liking the unemployment report at all. So we're still up on the day, but man, look at that on the NASDAQ. Look at that wick. Look at that. Yowzer. Right? All over the place. I don't know if it's real all the way down as far as it shows, but unless it was a market order. So ES is up 11. The Dow is up 73. They were up just about 100 before the announcement. I saw us drop down to minus 40 or 50 on the Dow on CNBC. The NQ is up 30. The RUT is up 6. Bitcoin is still over 20,000 at up 295. Ethereum's almost 1,600, up 39. Gold's up 19. And crude is up $3 a barrel, 91. We broke it, guys. Here we go. You heard it here first. Goodness gracious almighty. Crazy numbers on crude. All right. So with that, let's go take a look at yesterday's trades. This is where I'm going to ask you guys to drop your trades in from yesterday. Win, lose, draw doesn't matter. Funded, not funded doesn't matter. Drop them in. This is the accountability factor of what we do here on the show. I'll go over the trades that we did from yesterday here as well. So we had Etsy yesterday go off. Etsy was one from yesterday's announcements that had earnings. So we're looking at a bull put spread below 88. We did the 88.87s, got 20 cents on Etsy, bought it back for 3. Had I just held out, I could have bought it back for a penny, but maybe 2, but no worries. It was well worth it. Just get out of that position and be done, okay? Also from yesterday was Adobe. Right, Adobe made a great move yesterday, not on our list of candidates. Let's go look at Adobe. Okay, so what did Adobe do that said to me, Rob, you might want to take a look at this one? Let me zoom in on it. We gapped down on Adobe. We already were in a bearish bias. It was not true bear, but it was bearish enough to take a trade. We gapped down here. We stretched all the way up to about 50 or 60 cents away from that 100-point level, and we had a really nice rollover on that. And there was the entry there on Adobe. I got out a little bit earlier than I wanted to because I was teaching yesterday. I was invited on the Benzenga show yesterday at noon. So I wanted to be out of that trade. I don't want to be managing it after. So it was about $2.50 move on the options. It was a lot more had I left it alone. But overall, it was a great setup from yesterday. So there we have it. Let's see. Say hey said 2 booking spreads, $800. Nice. Etsy spread $110. There you go. SPY 2 trades, $480. So 8, 9, 10, 14, about $1,400. Say hey, great job, my friend. Great job. There you go. There you go. There you go. Awesome, awesome, awesome job. All right, let me go ahead and flip this back around and let's go take a look at today's candidates. So I've got a watch list built out of our candidates. I'm not going to talk about team, but you guys might want to check them out. It is a weekly optionable stock that is down $40 today, 135 bucks. It's not great options on them. There's not a lot of open interest. You got to see what happens today with volume if anything kicks in. But they're just a huge move. They were about 180 bucks. They're now about 130 bucks. So tremendous, tremendous move. All right. With that, let's go into our watch list. And keep in mind, when we get down to PayPal, I'm going to be asking you guys to drop your candidates in that you want me to take a look at. Not yet. Not yet. When we get there, that little check mark will hopefully will remind me to do so. All right. So we're looking at Alibaba. China is easing COVID restrictions. Really? Again? So it's looking good. Now, overall, it's multiple, JD, you can look at Baidu, you can look at PD. There's so many China stocks that have the benefit of it. I just picked BABA as one I want to look at today. Overall bearish pattern. BABA right now is up $6.19. They are sitting right now at 71 bucks. Woof. So we blew through the 65, we blew through the 69. We're at that 71. Which puts us above our 21 moving average. I like it a lot. So we're going to look at a bull put spread below 69. And on their options, let me just fix this options chain. TradeStation wants to open an option chain up at like 1.5 screens wide. On their options, they have $1 increments, fairly tight bid-ask spreads, nothing crazy. 955 by 1010, 1065 by 1090, right? So overall, not shabby whatsoever. Okay. All right. Coinbase, COIN. They announced earnings. I also heard something that the CEO resigned yesterday. I didn't get a chance to confirm that. But that was when I was on the show with Benzenga yesterday. They came out and had said it while we were talking. And Benzenga was up on the news. I'm sorry, Coinbase was up on the news. So they had earnings come out. Coinbase right now is up $2.34 to 58 and jingle. Well, what does that tell me? Well, not much. At least not anything that's very exciting to me. How about that? Right? Fix that. Okay. So at least nothing that's very exciting to me. And what I mean by that is if we're sitting right now at 59 and we have resistance at 60, I'm not interested. This has not done it. Yeah, the news drove it up, but we are in an overall bearish pattern. So next is the phrase of the day. If it doesn't fit, pass on it. Ooh, if it doesn't fit, pass on it. I like it. So here we get Carvana. Now, look, Coinbase, you had that tremendous move down, and then boo, we go sideways. Carvana, tremendous move down, boo, we go sideways. Not a big fan of these patterns whatsoever. Coinbase was earnings. Carvana was earnings. Well, they're down. I like that. Problem is they're down to $12.50 right now. And when I say problem, the problem is it's $12.50. We don't have a lot of room to move. I hope not, Trip. I hope it's just you. Maybe a little tip from last night. I don't know. I'm just teasing, of course. Hopefully it's not. I can't fix anything if it is. That's for sure. Let's see. So if we're down now at 1260, it puts us just above that 1169. I am sure we need a pivot in here. Let's see. Oh, goodness gracious, do we ever? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to manually insert a pivot in there. Right, we're at 12 and jingle right now. So let's go do it this way. Pull that up a little bit. All right. So we're still 12 and 20. Yeah, so we even need more than that. Guys, this had such a tremendous move. So let's add in a 236 and a 764. Okay, now let's go ahead and get back to reality of this. It's okay. If we're sitting at 12.5 right now, so we're going to look at a bear call spread above 15.5. We have 50-cent increments on Carvana. So bear call spread above 15.5. DoorDash. They had earnings come out on DoorDash. They are up $4.18 today. I like it, right? Pattern is down. I like the move they've made, but this move is now put, pre-market. I mean, this move's put us up at 52. So just below that 52.60. But the important thing is we got above the 47.73. We got above the 8. We got above the 21. I like it. Huge difference from what we looked at with Coinbase, where we could not get above that. Right? So we're going to look at a bull put spread. If we're sitting at 52, it's going to be below 48. That's DoorDash. Expedia. Earnings come out on Expedia. They are up $3.22. It puts them at 90. We'll call it 91. We've got resistance. So look at the difference here. We have resistance at 93. That's our fib line. We have our 8 moving average there. We've got our 21 moving average there. Very strong ceiling. If it was just the fib line, it's a piece of sheetrock. If it was the fib line and just 1 moving average, maybe you got a piece of sheetrock and a piece of plywood. But you've got the fib line, the 8 moving average, and the 21 moving average. There's a piece of steel in there, baby. It's a lot harder to break through. The news hasn't done it yet. It doesn't mean it won't. But from first glance, maybe I am in position 1 in the chair, and I am not interested in this one at all. So next is what we're going to put down there. And I know. I have people say, Rob, why don't you just tell us next? I could tell you what to do and not give you any reasons why. And then if I die tomorrow and I'm not here to help you with this, you've got to figure it out on your own, right? So instead, maybe I shouldn't say, maybe if I just decide not to do this tomorrow, how about that? Instead, you need to learn the why, right? The why is the important part behind it. All right. You guys can look at Hershey if you want. HSY, I took it off of my list. But PayPal is our next one. So what I'm going to ask you guys is we've got 4 candidates left, including PayPal. Drop in the companies you want me to take a look at. Sean's not going to do fly-ins for it or notes and so forth, but drop in the companies that you want to take a look at, and I will be happy to analyze those before we wrap up today. So on PayPal, it was earnings, right? The earnings, they're not good. They're down $4.30. Now, some of you might say, oh, that's bad. No, that's good, actually. Why? Because we're already in a bearish pattern. We're following suit with what's going on. From a tradability standpoint, it's an ideal move. It's just a matter of, did it move too much, too little? Where does it wind up on our spectrum? And is there a trade we could take? Right? So if we're sitting on PayPal right now at 72.25, so we're just above this fib line. So we're going to look at a bear call spread above 77. I don't know what we'll get after a $4 move, but we'll see. Or a long put, right? And why I'm saying that is PayPal is one of the stocks in Monster Market Move. I mean, not Monster Market Move. Sorry, Power Option Plays. I am going to look at that as a directional trade as well, because I trade this regularly, right? So we're going to add it to our list for a directional trade. Bucks, better known as Starbucks. Also, everything's earnings. Everything else is earnings, right? So Starbucks had their earnings come out. They are up $4.62. It puts them at 89.5. If we look at the bigger picture of Starbucks, nothing violated, a little bit long move, a little bit of a longer move, but nothing's violated here. Let's see, this move now going back from August. Get my crosshair. Coming back here from August, we've been in that sideways pattern. Lower tops, bottoms holding, descending triangle setting up. And today we're up to 89.25, right? It puts us, look where we were. It puts us above the moving averages. So we got through the no more steel, no more plywood. We got above the fib line, no more sheetrock, right? The sheetrock is all the way up here, right? And what am I talking about? It's your ceiling. It's the ceiling. Right? Let's look at 87 and 94. So we got 4 and 3 is 7. We need to split that level in half. Right? Let's see what we've got there. That's going to be a 118. So let's go and add in a 118 on this. And that'll help us understand where we're going to set our orders for. All right. So we're sitting at 89.40. You see how important that line is? Right below that level now. So we're going to look at a bull put spread below 87. Make sure it looks like a 7. Too hip to be square, or what's known as SQ, right, or block. So Square, also earnings, they're up $6. $60 is their price. They're up $6. More than 10% move yesterday. Also one that's on our power option plays. But we're now exactly $60. So what do? We got through the fib line, this one. We got through the 8 and the 21. We got above this 59.63 level, and we're sitting just above it by about 40 cents. It would be reckless to take a spread just below the 59.63 level, to call it 59. $1 below, it's too tight with that big of a move. We could easily see $1 or $2 retracement on this move. All right. So based on that, I'm going to back away from the 59.63, and I'm going to look at yesterday's 8 moving average, and I'm going to put down a bull put spread below 57, which is yesterday's 8 moving average. It'll give me some wiggle room in there in case we do get a little bit of a shift. All right. Or long call. Right. If I like it, if I like the pattern, like the way it's moving, this is one on my list. I'll look at a directional trade. Last on our list for today is TWLO. They are earnings. They closed at $65. Where are they? Well, they broke the 63.54 level. Right? That's for sure. They broke through there. They broke the 53.78 level. They didn't break the 32. They're down $15.50 right now. Right? I mean, man. So if we look at, they've got an $8.67 fib. What do we have here? 54 to 64 is $10. So I need to split this level in half. Yeah, you know what? No, we're not going to do it that way. Watch. We're gonna redraw this fib. This is just getting too big of a move. 170 down to 50. Too big of a move. So let's go ahead, draw our fibs here into here. Right now, we're looking at 64 and 72 is $8. I don't need a fib it there. Right, 55 and 64 is 9. I need a negative 136. We're going to add that one in. Okay, so now we're sitting at 49.60. We just broke below that $50 a share. So we broke this, we broke this, we broke this. Holy freaking mackerel, right? Bear call spread. So we're sitting at 49.99 right now. 51. Yeah, too close. I mean, $15 move. We're going to look at a bear call spread. Here's what we're going to do. Bear call spread above 51, aggressive, or a bear call spread above 55. It's just if you're going to get enough premium for it or not. I can't tell. All right, let's see what stocks you guys want to take a look at today. UNH is the very first one. Let me go shift this over to all symbols. UNH. Let's see where they are pre-market. UNH. They're up $2.85. UNH is 546.5. UNH, United Healthcare, is one on our pop list. 546.5. Say hey. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So this is what I need to have happen. Say hey. If we're at 43, so right now it shows no print on it. I don't know if that's right or not, but we were up a little bit, 2 and change on it. So I need to see this up to maybe 546, 546.5. A retest towards that 545. Doesn't have to hit it, but towards it, and a bounce. If we get that, then we're looking at a bullish entry. Your opportunity takes you all the way up to 561. Let me see, 45, 55, 15, 16 points. Oh, goodness, we don't need a fib it. Yeah, and you know, say, hey, if you wanted to scale out a half the trade midpoint, look where that wick is. Right at that midpoint, right? So it wouldn't be a bad idea to pull half of the trade off about that 553-ish level. All right. I like it. Say, hey, let me know if that helped. Put a comment down below. Trips looking at iron condors on AMD. All right. Let's type in AMD. And Micron today, depending on what premium I can get. Okay. So AMD right now is up $1.49, Trip. So that puts them at 61.60, just above that fib line, right? So in an ideal world, because of where the fib is, you're above that 66.5 and below that 57. And now you're kind of, not quite, but you're closer to the middle than you were yesterday. So I agree. It's got to be premium, and we're up already $1.50 on it. If we look at Micron, Trip, are you looking to sell that for today, or are you looking at it for next week? So Micron is up $1 today. They're about 54.5 right now. Let's see what we've got here. All right. So do we need Fibbits? I sure hope so. 47 to 53, yes. 53 to 58, yes. Okay. So let's add in a negative 136 and a 118 to the mix. Negative 136 and a 118. All right. And we're at 54. So we're right about the fib line and the moving average for the 8 and the 21 moving average. We're right there. But it's for what you're looking for, Trip, it's awesome, right? Somewhere down below that 50.5 and somewhere above the 56 level would where I'd want to set my iron condor for. And again, depending on premium. Trip said he's looking to do that for today, which is great. If you can pick up an iron condor on this and rock this and pull, they're $1 increments, 50 cents, depending on where you are. But if you could pull in, 15, 20 cents on each side, it would be phenomenal. Because you can only close on one side of it, today. That's it. Let's see. Hope that helps, Trip. Let me know. Robert said DraftKings for a bear call spread. They were on my list today, Robert. DKNG. I took them off because we had too many candidates. So I'm glad you brought them back. And I took them off because they're only a $13 stock. That was the reason for it. All right. So they're at $12.90 right now. We'll call it $13. They're down about 2 3/4, which means yuck. Let's try to fix that a little bit. All right. Man. All right. Great move from $50, but now we're down at 15. So, and when I look at where do I redraw from, we had this. Well, let's try this. Let's back this up. I may not grab that. Okay, good. Got it. Let's back that one up. Let's try putting a fib in here. It's not great, but it's better than what we had from 50 down to 13. 11 to 13. Oh, yeah, we're good. We don't need a fib, which is great, right? So, all right, Robert, right now we're sitting at $13, so we broke down below that 13.56 level. Robert's looking at a bear call spread for the 16.5 or 14 for aggressive. Yeah, Robert, I'm all over it. You're right. You're right on. Spot on. Good call. Let me know how it works out, Robert, when we get together Monday. Karen said, teaching to fish is why we love you. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. Trip said, not a huge difference, but TWLO fib should start 98.67. Yeah, I might have missed it by a little bit, Trip, but you're right. We want to make sure they're always correct. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. If you missed last night's training, man, we rocked it. I released what was brand new, this ranking system that we came up with that I've been working on for the last year. It's going to cut somewhere between 25 and 50% of your identification time down. In other words, finding candidates as potentials for tomorrow. And it's going to cut out tons of time each and every day in the market when the market's getting started of what candidates am I looking to trade, right? There's still 2 of them left. So click on that, tradinglikeaboss.com, go there and click on how not to get your ass kicked. I don't know how to put links in or else I would do it. But we'll have to wait for Sean on Monday for that. So you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you all on Monday at our next update. All right, take care, everybody. See you soon.